What if I told you the woman mopping up after board meetings knew more about this company's future than the guy at the head of the table? You'd laugh, right? Well, let me tell you, sometimes the people you overlook are the ones who pull the rug out from under you, and not in the way you expect. You see, this isn't just some feel-good underdog tale. This is about how a nobody with a mop set off a corporate earthquake, and the tremors are still shaking the walls. It started on a gray, bone-cold morning in Springfield, Ohio, with Claire Dawson fighting bitter wind and the kind of snow that soaks through your socks by the time you hit the plant gates. Her bus had coughed its last breath 2 stops back, so she was hoofing it, cursing her luck and, honestly, her life. One more late punch, and Linda Carter, director's gatekeeper with the heart of a frostbitten frog, would write her up. Claire couldn't risk it. Her mom was barely walking, and those hospital bills? Forget Ivy were breeding like rabbits. Brightwell Electronics wasn't the beacon it once was. The sign was peeling, the windows looked older than her, but the smokestacks still puffed out hope. Frank Coleman, ex-engineer turned night watch, tipped his hat as she hurried in. Big day. He whispered, Germans flying in. Investors? Claire asked, brushing snow from her hair. Frank just nodded, face serious. If they pull out, the plant's gone by July. Just like that, her stomach dropped. Losing this place would kill the whole town. Inside, bleach stung her nose, and Martha Jenkins, the boss of the cleaning crew, barked orders. Executive floor, everything's gotta shine. Director Kane's orders. Even the damn door handles, because nothing impresses a bunch of Germans like a fingerprint-free doorknob, Claire muttered, knotting her apron. Climbing to the top floor, she tried not to think about the life she'd left behind. 10 years ago, she'd been double majoring in German, and legal translation professors said she had a mind like a steel trap. Then her mom fell. Everything unraveled. Claire dropped out, took whatever work-paid dreams got left behind like unpaid bills. That day, in the conference room, she found herself staring at a sheet of paper on a stack of files. It wasn't the coffee stains that caught her eye, it was the heading. Schultz GmbH, all sharp edges in German legal jargon. She felt her old self wake up. Agreement of share transfer in case of financial misrepresentation. The managing director can be replaced by someone fluent in German and law. Her heart nearly stopped. Could this be real? Or just a bad translation? Suddenly, Richard Kane appeared, arms folded, face red with something between suspicion and panic. What's this, Claire? Practicing law now. She fumbled. Just cleaning, sir. He snatched the papers. Oh, so you know German? Translate the whole thing by tomorrow. Surprise me. His laugh was sharp, but Michael Grant, a production chief, watched her with something else. Pity? Or hope? Take the papers, he murmured as Kane stormed off. That night, Claire's closet became her war room. Under a flickering bulb, surrounded by mop buckets, she translated line after line, her old skills flooding back, her hands shaking not from fear, but adrenaline. Around midnight, she hit a clause that made her blood run cold. If the Germans found any lying on the books, they could kick out management and install an interim executive, someone like her. Was this her ticket, or her doom? She barely slept. By morning, she'd circled every dangerous phrase in red. Her mom, asleep in the next room, was the only reason she'd survived this long. Now, Claire held the future of the whole plant in her hands, and nobody but Michael even saw her. At work, she passed him in the hall, just a nod, but it meant, I've got your back. On the executive floor, tension was so thick you could mop it up. Kane demanded her translation, eyes scanning each line, face draining as he reached Clause 12. What the hell are you trying to do? He barked. Claire kept her voice calm. Just doing what you asked. Clause 12 could destroy this deal if the Germans run an audit. He sneered. You think you're saving the world? You're just a janitor. Stay out of this. He stormed off. But Claire wasn't alone. That afternoon, she found herself in front of Susan Whitmore. The chief accountant told her, tired but sharp as glass. It's about the numbers you've been told to report, Claire whispered. At first, Susan bristled. Then Claire showed her the original contract, word for word. Something changed. Susan slid a folder across the desk. This is what the books really look like. If the Germans see the real numbers, all hell breaks loose. Claire whispered, Then we give them the truth. Susan shook her head. You could lose everything. Claire just nodded. I've already lost it all once. I'm not backing down. That night, Claire sat in the public library, drafting an email to Henry Steinman, head of the German delegation. No accusations, just facts. Here's what the contract says, here's what's at stake. She attached her translation, photos, and Susan's files. Her hand hovered over the mouse. This could get her fired. Or worse. She sent anyway. 3 days passed in tense silence. Kane barked louder. Workers eyed each other. On the 4th day, the company loudspeaker crackled. All department heads to the main hall. The Germans had arrived, 3 of them. Tailored suits, eyes like scalpels. Kane launched into a speech, but Steinman cut him off. Before we sign, we have questions about your numbers. They seem optimistic. Kane stammered. Steinman pressed. We've read the contract, including Clause 12. We've received independent translations. We want a full audit. Kane turned pale. His eyes darted to the back, landed on Claire. He roared. You think you can take me down? Claire didn't move. Steinman spoke. We care about honesty, not hierarchy. Security stepped in. The room erupted. Some gasped. Some cheered as Kane was escorted out. That night, Steinman met with Claire in the boardroom. She used a scrub. You knew the risks, but you spoke up, he said. We need a legal liaison during this transition. Someone fluent in German and law. Claire felt her world tilt. You're offering me the job? She whispered. I'm asking if you'll take it. She did. For the first time, she wasn't invisible. But this was only the beginning. The audit revealed years of hidden debt, ghost contracts, missing equipment. Kane was gone for good. The plant teetered, barely hanging on. Claire showed up every day, translating contracts, fighting for every paycheck. Michael Grant, her quiet ally, never left her side. 3 months later, Brightwell landed its first new export deal, audited, honest, hard one. Workers got real bonuses. The cafeteria started serving actual coffee again. Even Susan Whitmore, the old accountant, got to retire with dignity. She hugged Claire, whispering, You gave me back my integrity. But not everyone cheered. Kane's old friends tried to sabotage a shipment. Claire, with Michael's help, handled it quietly by the book. When that shipment arrived, the workers clapped for her in the break room, not for her title, but for her fight. Months later, Claire brought her mother to see the factory. Margaret walked slowly, her surgery finally paid for. Workers greeted her with respect. In her office once the place she'd been humiliated, Claire's mother sipped tea, smiling. You're teaching them something bigger than business, she said. Claire just nodded. A year after that fateful letter, the company held a small celebration. No speeches, just people who knew how far they'd come. Steinman, visiting from Germany, congratulated her. Brightwell is a success story we never saw coming. Claire didn't feel pride yet. That would come when the next generation could walk into the factory and not be afraid. One Friday, Claire passed the new janitor, a shy girl barely out of school. Their eyes met. Claire smiled. Welcome to Brightwell. The girl nodded, hope flickering. Claire walked to her car, keys jangling, heart full. This wasn't a fairy tale. It was hard-earned, real, and hers. So, let me ask you, does courage from the unlikeliest places really change everything? If Claire's story moved you, hit 100 in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. And if you think truth and guts still matter in this world, share this story. You never know who needs a spark of hope today.